I'm your speaker today, and I'm super excited about this particular topic, which is close to my heart. It's about monetizing your networks and how to make money from your social connections without feeling salesy. In fact, somebody called me the other day, and he liked this particular topic. How, the word salesy, because many are the times that you're told you're pushing too hard, or your customers actually, kind of get upset when you keep pushing and pushing and pushing. So let's get now to the real meat of this particular topic. I've just introduced myself, and as you can see, there are so many icons here at the bottom right. Other than being a founder and CEO of Amara Capital, I'm also an accredited coach with the ICF. So I'm an associate certified coach with the International Coach Federation. I'm also a certified trainer for Start and Improve Your Business with the International Labour Organization. I'm also a trainer with the Rotary Leadership Institute. Rotary, you've heard about it. There's a Rotary Leadership Institute. We train leaders in Rotary and even leaders that run businesses. It's quite a rich network globally. All right, so let's get to the business. So are you a business owner? From the cash flow quadrant by Kiyosaki, he says that there are 4 cash flow quadrants. The first one, if you're an employee, you have a JOB, and JOB is something we coined the other day. I don't know whether it's normally used. It's just over broke. That means you just have enough to eat, yeah, but you can just slip into being broke anytime. There's no leverage here, and only and you only get some sort of 5% wealth. And you normally exchange your time for money. When it comes to business owners, yeah, you own a system that runs, and here it generates 95% of your wealth. And even if you were to go on holiday, you'll find that the money generates itself, and you're able to run the business even when you're away, if you're a business owner. And also, people work for you. That means you are not there running the business over and over again, just yourself. Remember, and also there is self-employed. Self-employed is where it's another JOB, because if you're a doctor and you're the only one who can take care of of your patients, if you're a lawyer, you're the only one who can attend to your clients. You don't have any employees. If you're whatever business you own, you are the one who is always there. You're self-employed. That means you and the employee, you're not far apart. It's just that you're self-employed. And again, as you can see, you exchange time for money. But if you now go to the level where you're an investor, where the businesses are working for you, the systems are working for you, the money is actually multiplying itself on your behalf. So money works for you here, and there's only 5% of the population that has reached this level. So in the comment section, maybe you can let us know, which category are you? Are you an E, a B, an S, or an I? Where are you? Which category do you belong to? You can type in the comment section. I just want to gauge what type of audience we have today. Are you an E, a B, an S? Jerry Minor, you're an S. Felicia, you're an S. Kuburidinge, you're a B. Wow, fantastic. You have people working for you. Jane Wanjiro, you're an S. Susan, you're a business owner. Fantastic. So we have S and B, S, B, S, B. Caroline, I'm primarily an E, using my job proceeds to be an I. Wow, I like that. Because remember, there's always a movement. You can move from any quadrant to the other. You're an employee, Caroline. Kisia, wow. Yeah, you can move from any quadrant to the next, from an E to a B, or from an E to an S, or from an E to an I. And once you retire, you just relax. You're just taking holidays. So there's no quadrant that is bad, right? There's no quadrant that is bad. Whatever you do with what you get is what you put into action. And in fact, if you're an employee, you are in a very good position. Why? Because there's something that comes at the end of the month, and you can decide, how do I want to plan this? Maybe within the next 5 years, I find myself in a different quadrant. And which quadrant is that? Is it a B? Is it an I? Is it an S? If you can do E to I, there that would be the best thing that would have happened to you. Exactly, fixing my eyes on my retirement. Caroline, wow, exactly. When you're on a salary, you are even, let me tell you, you're in a very good position. Very good position. That constant income, you can actually package yourself, reorganize yourself, and be able to build yourself. Thank you so much for those responses. So that is where we are. So from wherever you are, which business networks or which networks do you belong to, or groups? Maybe you have a church, maybe you have a family network, maybe you have your cousins and everybody, and you normally meet often. Maybe you are Rotarian, maybe you are BNI member. Which networks do you have? Maybe you can type 1 or 2. I want us to jog our minds here, because it's important to know, first, how we generate our income, which we have just done. 2, which other networks do you have? You can type in the comment section. Let's just have a few. Rotary, thank you. Ministry in church, ladies ministry in church, Caroline. That's a huge one. Those are many people you meet every Sunday. Wow, we are going to demystify some of these things. Let's see. Any other? Rotary Peace Fellow and a woman of Chama member. Women Chama member. I love that. Let's see how these Chamas will help us today. Okay, any other comment? I think we have 3 examples: Rotaract and art societies. Lisa, okay, we have WORB and FOWEC. I know FOWEC, but I don't know about WORB. WOB, my colleagues at work. Excellent. Your colleagues. We'll see how that works out as we go along. Okay, those are good networks that you belong to. So, have you successfully sold your products or services to anyone in those groups that you have mentioned? I mean, are you frequently selling there? What challenges are you having? Or is it that, for example, when you go to church or when you go to your chamas, you're just doing the merry-go-round? What are you doing with your business or with your services that you're offering? How are you utilizing those groups? How are you utilizing? No, oh no. Jerry has never sold, Caroline never sold anything to those networks. Yes, today we are going to learn how to make that happen. We are going to learn how to make that happen. Okay? If you have never done that, or maybe you have done it only once, let's now get into the meat of the whole thing. Now we know the background and where we are coming from. So, what's the role of relationships in business success? Remember, in those networks you belong to, even with those colleagues that you have, don't take them for granted, just colleagues to go for lunch with. What else are you gaining from them, right? Let me first read what's being written here. Oh, Felicia has been a speaker and shared free information. Fantastic. We'll learn what to do with free information. Because sometimes we give free information, but we never gain in the end, yeah? Not as for, Jane is not as often as I would like. So Jane Wanjiru has actually been getting some clients, but not as often. We have Susan, yes, I was able to get some clients. Fantastic. If you have been able to get some, maybe what we are looking for today is leveraging on those networks to be able to get more clients. Now, looking at those networks from many different dimensions, right? So that we are able to get more clients. Fantastic. I like those answers. So let's now start with some introduction. So what's the role of the relationships in business success? The first one, they create long-term sustainability and customer loyalty. So you have those networks and you have been interacting with those people in there, and therefore, and maybe some of them have bought one or two things. So those now customers that are in there, have they come back again to buy something else and again? And if not, have you gotten any feedback from them? So sometimes if someone buys from you, always try and get some sort of feedback so that you know whether they're able to come back again, or whether you can even use that feedback to attract more customers, because, or you even as a it's called what, that particular feedback, they can give you something you can put even on your website so that it attracts other customers because they are happy with your product. And also the role of relationships in business success is strong connections that lead to referrals and repeat business. So have you been able to get repeat business? So that is what I want you to, testimonials, that's the word I was looking for, Felicia, thanks for reminding me. I was looking for the word testimonials. So that's one thing I would want us to take away from this particular slide, that you have sold maybe once or twice from those networks. Maybe you have a networks, if you add those people up in your church, plus in Rotary, plus all those people who know you, if you add all those people, maybe they're 300, and maybe you sold to one or two. How have you used that testimonial to get to get other business? Have you requested those people to give you a referral because they're happy with your product? Sometimes it's because we don't ask, that's why we don't get. Have you asked them? Then the other thing is, have you gotten any repeat business? And if not, why? Or is it a one-off? Sometimes where some products you don't come back because once you get it once, it's enough. Yeah. So why okay, if you haven't gotten more business from those people who've already sold to, why not? Secondly, if you're in all this network and you've never sold once, have you ever told somebody what you do? Sometimes we even go to church every Sunday, we even go for all those meetings. Does anyone know what I do? Or do we just concentrate on church matters? Again, there's a word called salesy that I put in that particular topic. I don't want you to be seen to sound salesy. So maybe that is why you haven't spoken about it. But let's see how you can use your language to speak about it. Number two, why do trust-based relationships matter more than aggressive sales tactics? In fact, that's where we are getting into. We are going to talk about trust and how to create that trust. So what I'm introducing here is that you have to achieve a level of trust so as to get those referrals, so as to get all those kind of testimonials, so as to get the repeat business. The degree of trust is what will help you out, and we'll learn how to create that trust shortly. So why do trust-based relationships matter more than aggressive sales tactics? Because customers prefer to buy from those they trust. Yes, potential customers like to buy, but they do not want to be sold to. So never go out there selling and pushing your product. People run away. In fact, somebody was saying it's business is, or sales is like a normal relationship. If this gentleman or this young boy is running after a certain girl, that girl will potentially run away. But he needs to position himself in such a way that this girl will be attracted to him and will see him as a guy that she can date. And therefore, if he approaches her in a certain way where he creates trust, this girl will be able to respond. But if he is aggressively pushing, if you're aggressively pushing, the girl will definitely run away. So in sales, it's the same thing. Position yourself in a way that you can be more trusted, and we'll see that shortly. You are more trusted, and people actually come to you. In fact, it's just like butterflies or bees. So long as you have the flowers blooming outside, yeah, then you'll get the butterflies and the bees coming to your flowers. But if you want to catch a bee or catch a butterfly and start running after it, it will definitely fly away. So high pressure sales tactics damage your brand reputation. I've seen so many people destroy their brand because of too much aggression when it comes to marketing or selling their products. So always remember this statement, that the more you push, the more you disturb your potential clients, the more they feel they don't even want to come near you, and the most potentially even tell other people that that person is too aggressive. So in my trainings and the coaching sessions, what I usually do when it comes to customer experience is take you through these particular steps. Always remember, when you meet a potential customer for the first time, that is a cold customer. That person has just known your name. And you need to take them through these 5 stages until they can purchase. So the first stage is where they purchase. Yeah? And the 5th stage is where they're giving you testimonials and giving you referrals. So let's understand what all that means. When it's a cold customer, a potential customer who has little or no awareness of your brand, product, or service, they have not interacted with your business before, and marketing efforts at this stage focuses on brand awareness, education, and capturing attention. So this is the last part I want you to start doing. Start giving some little good information about, relating to your business or relating to your product or services, but you're educating your potential customer. So this awareness, right? Education and capturing attention, because a cold customer who has never seen you, who doesn't know you, and start seeing your product or service, start seeing the features, start seeing some testimonials, start seeing some small videos, people talking positive about that product, that free education that you're giving, or your happy clients are giving, is what will start turning that cold customer into a warm customer. That is someone who has shown some interest in your product, because the only way someone can show some interest in your product is if they're starting to see some positive information, somewhere. And I usually say, for example, if you're a trainer, or you're not selling products, you're selling services, or even products, you can do a webinar, you can have an ebook, which is still a lead magnet. LM is lead magnet. Yeah, you can have an ebook which has just some top something on what your product or services does, or what your product or service does, and then you're able now to give that for free, and you're able now to see some people coming in. There's a way you're supposed to sell these webinars and ebooks, because it's not just talking. You should be able now to speak with those people over and over again, and we talk about how many times you should speak to somebody to convert to a customer. Then a warm customer, they might have visited your website, signed up on a newsletter, and even engaged with your content. And also at this stage, nurturing through personalized communication, valuable content and follow-ups is key. So when you see a customer coming for your webinars, or you see a potential customer reading your ebooks, then they're starting to interact with you in one way or another, then it's important to also follow up in a way. What do you find good in this particular ebook? What did you find good on my website? What did you find good on my webinar? So that conversation, as you start now building that relationship. So then a hot and boiling customer is a highly interested and engaged prospect who is ready to make a purchase. Remember, for example, when you're warming up a customer, if you look at what do you call it, the supermarket, there are some girls who are usually at the door, and they tell you to taste a cake. And then when you find that cake tasting well or tasting good, they may tell you, now go to shelf number this, and you'll be able to get something. And when you get there, you may even pick the smallest package, and then you take home, and you're able to share with your children, with your spouse, and you're able to say, wow, this is good, and next time you can come in and buy the bigger one. It's the same thing. You just keep giving people small pieces of information that will interest them to keep coming back. Yeah. So when they reach the highly or the boiling or the hot point, then they may have requested a demo, okay, or added items to their cart, or even inquired about the pricing. When someone is starting to inquire about the price, that means they have already started liking what? you're talking about, what you're selling. The focus here is closing the sale by addressing objections, offering incentives, and providing a seamless buying experience. Because before we go to that, I don't know why am I. Yes. So what happens here is that sometimes people are now they're interested in buying. This is a hot client, and now they're asking about the price. They might say you're expensive. Your next door neighbor is cheaper than you, and so on. You need to be able to articulate what are these different things about your offering. Yeah, why you are slightly higher than your neighbor. You don't have to lower the price, right? Always have your target market as your target market. That is why Art Cafe and Java is where it is, but yet you can buy the same thing in a kiosk at 1% of that price. So don't lower your price for anything. Just leave your prices as they are, because your target market is what it is. Don't go to kiosk level just because somebody has complained. Let them go to the kiosk. They will still get tea that they could have gotten in Java at a different price. So from there, then, that is when it's a hot and boiling customer. That customer, then, once you agree and they have liked you, then they will purchase. We'll talk about the liking and the trust later, but let's just go through the whole process of how to turn this customer into a customer, right? Now, when a customer becomes a customer, or a potential one becomes a customer, this is a person who has made a purchase and is now using your product or service. The goal here is to provide excellent customer service, ensure satisfaction, and build a lasting relationship. The moment someone purchases one thing, always remember this one person will tell 10 people about that product. They'll either tell those 10 people about good things about your product or bad things about your product. Let's focus on the positive side. What is this that you can give this customer so that they can always speak about the positive things? One thing that comes to mind immediately is offer more than you promised. Okay, let's say it's a training and you said, I will train you on how to build a website. Other than just building a website, training on how to build a website, always add other things related to the business. What is this website for? What can it do for the business? How can it help in generating, revenue? Add more, incentives into that particular product that you're selling. And that way, that customer will go out there and become a promoter. So the customer then is engaging them through onboarding, loyalty programs, follow-ups, all these encourage repeat business. And then the promoter is now a highly satisfied customer who actively recommends your brand to others, and they leave positive reviews. Okay, always ask people to give you a review on your website, on wherever, or give you a testimonial so that you can actually upload it onto your website. Okay, and then become a brand ambassador or an advocate, and then encouraging promoters through referral programs, exclusive benefits, and appreciation can drive organic growth. Yes, for those promoters, you can always give them maybe a small commission or give them something free in future. Yeah, if you're selling maybe a dress, you can give them a scarf for free that goes with that dress because they're coming for the second time and they're promoted. Somebody else has told you they actually were referred by so and so. Offer them something free. If it's your own salon, you can give them a free manicure, pedicure on their birthday. Just be creative and do something. Any comments? Any questions? Are we learning? Yeah, you can type in the comment section if you're learning, if there's something free, or if there's something you can share, positive, question, or anything. So let's look at this, the rule of 7. This is a very, very important slide. What is the rule of 7? You are advised to warm customers several times until they are warm enough to purchase from you. Remember, we are going from cold to warm and so on, right? The rule of 7 says that most people start purchasing after the 7th iteration, after seeing you or hearing about you 7 times. The moment you meet them the first time, only 2% will buy. 2% means 2 people in 100. So if you have talked to 100 people this month, 2 of them might buy. Yeah? If you have only talked to them once, 100 people, 2 of them will buy. So ask yourself, When do you ever reach to speak to 100 people about your product or service? If the networks you have in church, the networks you have in your chama, the networks you have in your family and your relatives, the networks you have in your colleagues, if none of them knows that you have even published a book. So when will you ever get 100 people so that 2 of them can buy? Okay, good question. Number 2, if those people you spoke to the first time, you speak to them the second time, 3 of them will buy out of 100. If you speak to them the third time, 5 of them will buy. The fourth time, 10 of them will buy. Between 5th and 12th time is when 80% of people who have seen you those number of times, have seen your products, have heard somebody talk well about your products and services, have even read your website and seen something good, have even your lead magnet, which is maybe an ebook, have interacted with have seen your testimonials, have talked to one of your promoters. When I talk about 5th to 7th time, I'm not saying that you're talking about the same thing. Buy this computer, buy this computer, buy this computer 7 times. No, that person will run away. Remember we talked about that girl who runs away because of pushing too hard? That person will run away. The 7 times you're talking about is 7 iterations in different formats. Maybe they have seen you speak in a conference and they were very happy, or they enjoyed your topic. That's number 1. Number 2, they have attended your webinar. Number 3, they have actually read your ebook. Number 4, they have seen a testimonial or even a video, someone talking well about your products and services. Number 5, all these iterations are the ones that add to minimum 7 for 80% of the people that you have to buy. That is 80 out of 100. Any comment? Are we getting? Okay, so then what we also told from these statistics is that 48% of people never follow up at all. You talk to someone for the first time, you don't even take their contact. You must take either a phone number or an email. Always, always, always take their contact so that you're able to follow up, so that you're able now to find a way of getting to the second iteration, the third iteration. 25% of people speak for the second contact and then stop. 12% of people, 3 contacts and stop. Only 10% of salespeople follow up more than 3 times, or more than 3 contacts, or rather contacting that potential customer more than 3 times. So where are we at? How are we rating ourselves? I'm now throwing this question back to you. Have we been able to talk to the same people in different ways so that they can purchase? Or do we just speak once and forget, speak once and forget? And we can't even trace these people who spoke to us. We can't even trace these people who came to our shop because we never even picked the contacts. I'm sure you're questioning yourself. And that's why I'm pausing for a few seconds just to give you some time to revisit yourself and see, how have I been dealing with my networks? How many times have I spoken about the good things, about my products, my services? How much, or the experience that I've given my customers, how much have I actually given them a good experience? Or even a potential customer, have I given them samples? Have I given them something free, to taste or to take away? What is this have I been doing? So these are the questions I'm asking you. So when it comes to business networking now, how do we define that? When it comes to business networking, this is where you establish and maintain lines of communication with people. And these are the 7 iterations I'm talking about. Most people establish a connection, but they don't maintain it. You have to maintain it over a period of time. Some people even come back to you after years and years of talking to them. I have someone who actually came back after 2 years, and she came to just buy. Susan, thank you so much for saying that is informative. She came back to just buy. Initially, when she came to my sessions and we talked and everything, she actually went away and disappeared for like a year. And the moment she came back, she called and she said, I'm ready to sign up. So whatever I spoke about more than a year ago was enough to make her reorganize herself and come back. So once you establish that contact, you've gotten to know someone's name, you've gotten to know what they do, and maybe you've shared a brief about what you do, find a way of following up. There's someone else who also said that there was one time they went to a conference and her aim was to pick as many business cards as possible. And she picked and picked and picked and picked. And when she went back to her office, she wrote emails and said, buy from me this, buy from me that, buy from me, buy from me. The email was more about pushing what she was selling. That is not a good approach. When you go to a conference or to a business network, get to know people, yes. Pick their cards, yes. But what you do is first find out about them. So it's about you and how you can help them. Always use the approach of helping people. I think I'm even skipping because I'm even on the third point here. So the connecting with people is about sharing information, sharing resources, and even sharing leads. Because as you get to know each other, somebody might say, I'm looking for a good salon. My hairdresser is not doing a good job. And maybe you know a good salon. Just give them a lead. Just share that information. Can you try this salon? Have this and that person. This is the contact of that person. The moment you help people, the faster you establish that connection and start bringing them closer and closer to you. So the emphasis here in relationship building is getting to know people first and finding out how you can help them. That's why I have highlighted that in green. Find out how you can help them first. Always put that in your mind. Yeah? Not what they can do for you. Always start by giving an idea. And how do you do that? There's also this other person who said, when they are going for conferences, what they do is to find out top 10 key people that they should be able to meet during that conference and establish a network. Because once you understand what your network needs, maybe you're selling a certain service and maybe you need people in a certain business category because you can collaborate with them. Maybe the type of customers you have, if you're a hairdresser, these are your customers, and maybe there's nothing else you do. Somebody else does manicure and pedicure. So if you get that other person who does manicure and pedicure, your clientele is the same. You're able to share those clientele. So you offer your services, the other person offers their services. So this person who offers this other type of service is the person you should be meeting in those conferences and creating a rapport for collaboration and for referral system. As much as you're getting the customer as well, you also look for people to collaborate with. So build networks in all different types of networks, right? And this is what I was talking about. The reason why you want to establish those connections fast before you even sell is because people buy from people they know, like, and trust. And this is the whole process. It goes by knowing first. We talked about you get to know the person. But then after a number of iterations, after a number of contacts, you start liking that person. Why? Maybe you like their content, you like the way they referred you to somebody, you liked the way you read their ebook and what you saw there, you like the way they were speaking at a certain conference, and as you continue collaborating, as you continue meeting one another, then eventually the trust comes in. It will grow, trust comes in, because people will buy from you at the point they start trusting you. Yeah, when they like you, they may buy something from you, but when they trust you, they will do business with you even over and above buying from you. So always remember the know, like, trust triangle. Work with that. What are the benefits of business networks? They can help you meet your new people and expand your professional network, right? So be very intentional the people you meet. It's not everybody is for you. Just filter and say, these are the type of people I'll keep, and these are the type of people I'll not even follow up with, because there's so many other people who will come with a lot of stories, but then it's not a good connection. But those few that you get, keep in touch with them. Then network can also help you build relationships with potential employers, customers, vendors. So be very, very careful. If you need vendors, if you need some customers, if you're looking for a job, you want to move from one employment to another, then you need to build those relationships appropriately. Networking can also help you stay up to date on industry trends and news, because the more you are more knowledgeable in your area, the more trust that you start creating. Yeah, and always put your hand up when people are, let's say in a conference, and you want to be noticed because you want your business to at least also be known. Make sure you ask a question in that conference, right? Don't just sit back and you're only talking to the people you sat with from morning to evening. Put up your hand, ask a question. When you're going for tea, try and meet two other people, create a rapport, and so on. Just have an intention of getting to know as many people as possible and what they do. And also the next thing is, what can you do for them? Always think of what can you do for those people that you have met, because you've understood what they do. And also later you can actually go to their website, see what they do, and maybe whatever they told you, you can even call them and tell them, yes, I found a solution to the item we discussed last time. So network can also help you learn new skills and knowledge. Networking can help you get feedback for your work. Feedback is very, very important, because sometimes you keep doing things over and over again, you're not getting customers, and it's because the people we've served are not happy. That is why we are not getting more customers. So always ask for feedback if someone has purchased something from you. Call them, ask them, did you enjoy this? Did you enjoy that? Most of us don't even ask, right? Networking also helps you raise your visibility and improve your reputation. Reputation is so key when you're a business owner. Even when you're an employee, your reputation is very, very important. There's so many things that will tempt you, that look very good. You go hanging out with people and misbehaving and whatever. Some people do those things and they think no one knows. People talk. So what I'm saying is, when you're building your network, just be your authentic self. Authenticity sells billions. You'll make money out of just being authentic. It doesn't mean that you're perfect in your business or you're perfect in your craft, but you're authentic and you're yourself. You accept your mistakes, and you always accept that you're learning, because everything is a learning journey. So we are all growing. Networking can also help you find mentors and sponsors. I always say the fastest way to get where you're going is to get a mentor. A mentor is somebody who has been there, done that. And now if you're starting a business, it's good to have that mentor, someone who will tell you, yes, you may try this direction, because this direction you may struggle a bit too much. I've been there, I've seen it. A coach is not exactly a mentor, but a coach comes in now with those probing questions that helps you get those get what you know out. Because sometimes we know so much, we can do so much, but that potential is hidden in us. So the coach helps you get that potential in you out by asking some probing questions, and directs you, helps you find the path that you're looking for. Because sometimes you're finding a path, but you can't find it. But once you ask some very probing questions by the coach, you're able now to find your way out. A mentor just handholds you and tells you, this is the way to go. Step here, don't step there, don't step there, because this, you'll sink here, you will find your way out, right? So a mentor is more knowledgeable in your area. A coach doesn't have to be knowledgeable in your area, but is able to help you navigate your path to where you're going. Networking can also help you give back to your profession or industry. And this is what I was talking about. If you're in a certain industry, find forums where you can speak in conferences, you can speak in workshops, even if it's for free. Just know that you are building your own brand. Because people nowadays, a long time people could buy Coca-Cola because of Coca-Cola, but nowadays people buy because of the owner of that business, because of that brand. How does it relate to them? That's why they purchase from him. And networking also can be fun. Yes, get to know people. Let's look at some sort of statistics, and you can ask questions or you can comment in the comment section. Some statistics, 72% of people say that their impression of someone is influenced by their first handshake. Do you believe that? When you handshake somebody, you can immediately tell, do I want to actually talk to this person or not? Do I want to progress with this conversation? And it's very true. The first 7 seconds after meeting somebody, they kind of make an impression of you. And if there's anything I want you to take home, it is this part. People make an impression of you immediately you meet them the first time. And you're the one now to dress the part, to look and feel and be the person that you want to be. So That is one point. The other point is 68% of small business owners say they find business cards to be impactful and useful. Nowadays, the business card is not the usual business card we used to have. It's actually your online presence, your mastery and the skill of the craft that you're in, and all those things, because they're visible online. Those are now the business cards nowadays. The physical business card we used to share has a lesser value nowadays. And also the way you brand yourself, the way you carry yourself, the visibility you have, that is now your business card. 68% of businesses find face-to-face networking to be more valuable, and I do agree with this. Face-to-face will never stop being the best way to build the relationships. It's always the best way. You can do online for a start so that people can also know you, but more often than not, go for those physical conferences and meetings so that you're able to build that rapport a little bit faster and build those connections faster. 38% of professionals agree that bars and restaurants are great places to network. Yeah, people do that. So, but also people do join clubs like Rotary clubs, like golf clubs. Those are good places also to network. 25% of job seekers admit they don't spend any time networking. Yes, if you're seeking for a job and you don't spend any time networking, then for sure your life is in trouble, right? So make sure you have, like when we started, I saw almost everybody has a way of building some sort of network. Just make sure that what we are saying here is that to make the first handshake the best, always be at your best. If you have to jog in the morning, you have to do some exercises to raise your morale, your what? It's your morale, to raise your vibration. You need to raise your vibration every morning so that when you step out of the door and meet people out there, at least you have a smile on your face. Sometimes we are carrying so much burden that when we go out there, we meet somebody, by the time we are greeting them, we have not shed off the problems that we are carrying from our home. So clearly, just make sure that you're at your best. So let's look at some of the quotes from various speakers. Michelle says, networking means that the act of exchanging information with people who can help you professionally. I think we have talked about that. Monroe says, true networking does not mean meeting people. It means becoming the type of a person other people want to meet. If there's anything I want you to take home, is this one: be the person that other people want to meet. Okay? Networking is an investment in your business, and it takes time. And when done correctly, it yields great results for years to come. That's what Diane says. So just be intentional when you're networking, when you're building relationships, because that is what will help your business grow. If people like you, they will listen to you, but if they trust you, they will do business with you. So then know, like, and trust. We said if they like you, they can buy something. If they trust you, they'll even go ahead and do some business with you. So make sure you reach the trust level. Networking is more quality and less quantity. It is better to form a solid connection with one new person than a liquid connection with 10 or many more people, because you don't want people to think that you drink too much. What you're saying here is that even if you go to that conference and you build a connection with just one good person, somebody you can actually collaborate with, you can build business with, you have achieved your goal. Don't go looking for 10, 20 people in one event. Just be intentional, the type of people you want to build business with, the people you want to collaborate with, have that written in your goals for the year, and then go to those events that have those type of people so that you're able now to start building those connections, and they'll definitely be sharing some information that is useful for your business. The other item is that you can close more business in 2 months by becoming interested in other people than you can in 2 years by trying to get people interested in you. In fact, this is very key. I said, the more you help people, the more you refer people, the more you share information, the more people come closer to you, and the faster you start utilizing those networks that you already have to build your business. So get more interested in people. And especially if you're going to church, if you're going to other places, when you become closer, get to even know how, their temperaments, what ticks. Because some people actually look reserved, they look unhappy, but because they're having a family problem. What if they have somebody in the house who is unwell, and maybe you know a very good doctor somewhere, but you never got to know, you never got deeper, you never got to know these people very well. You never even, what if you referred this person to a very good doctor and the issue was closed? They were sorted, and that doctor sorted them out. The next thing they will do, they will speak about you forever, how you helped them. If you help people with those things that are actually their pain points, you're already getting there. You're already getting where you want to be that trusted person, helpful person that can actually be referred to. They will actually speak about your business to everybody they meet. Yeah. And even when you meet in meetings, you have seen people saying, oh, meet so and so, this person actually has a car wash. He washes cars very good, and it's because it's something very good you did to them. It's not that they have even washed their vehicles in your car wash. Yeah. So if you want to go somewhere, it is best to find someone who has already been there. This is the mentors I was talking about. Okay. The other one is networking is not about just connecting people. It's about connecting people with ideas, and people with opportunities. This is where I was talking about sharing information. Yeah. Connect people with people, connect people with ideas, and people with opportunities. If you can screenshot this and you start putting this into motion, into action going forward, you will start getting the referrals that you're looking for. Okay? And all the time and effort put into networking can be all for naught if there is no follow-up. So the same goes for sales and leadership, and it goes for everything. Whatever you do, please follow up. If you have met a good connection, follow up in one way or another. And these are the things that we normally teach people in our mentorship programs. What are these follow-up methods that you can use? And there are very, very many. We have them, it's just that we don't utilize them effectively. And that is why today I'm inviting you for this particular 3 days training, which will take place on March 11th, 12th, and 13th. It will take place in the evening. It's a 3 days Monetize Your Social Connections Masterclass, and it's only 5,950 for those 3 days. And we will look into all these things that we've listed here and what we've talked about today. What's the power of the relationships, the value first approach, what we talked about, your personal branding and storytelling. What are these subtle selling tactics, the art of selling, and monetizing your expertise and connections, and also leveraging in the social media and online communities. With only 5,950, you can pay to that pay bill. I've put 880-100 and 4255-9000014. So I'll share this on email so that we can all join this class. And this particular Monetize Your Social Connections is for aspiring entrepreneurs, early stage business owners, corporate professionals who want to transition into self-employment, coaches, consultants, content creators, freelancers, and we will now demystify all the things that we have spoken about today and put them into action and make sure that you correctly use your social networks to build your business. You can reach me on 0722-824-763 or 0718-685-580. You can also write to us an email and you'll be able to reach us. I'll put this particular link just now. You can also pay through this particular link. I'll put it in the comment section so that you can reach us. Do you have any questions? And to join the Global Entrepreneurship Network, I said it's also 5,950. And these are the emails that I have, lucy.munga@amaracampus.com, and for team@eglobalnetwork.org if you want to join the Global Entrepreneurship Network. So we are open for questions. I hope it has been a useful session. This was time well spent. Thank you so much. Very informative from Susan. Betty is clapping. Thank you so much. Let me read. Thank you from Jane Kimani, from Jane Wanjiro. Thank you, Lucy. Very insightful. My take home: consistency is a superpower. Thank you, Lucy. Awesome, Pauline. Yes, be very consistent. Keep up your game. Be authentic. Be yourself. Look for as many people as possible. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to say what you do, but in a subtle way. so that you don't look salesy, you don't look like you're pushing. All right, so that has been a wonderful, wonderful morning. I really thank you so much. It's 9:11. We usually finish at 9. It's been an excellent morning, and I'm happy that I can see, thank you here, that there is a lot of learning. So let's put what you've learned today into action, and you can reach me anytime. If you're in our group, the Global Entrepreneurship Network WhatsApp group, email, you'll receive this particular recording. And then we can keep it up to that. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Let me call this meeting to an end because I can't see any questions. I know we're all going to work. So have a good morning. Enjoy your week. Let's keep the conversation going. Goodbye for now.